Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you for being here. I hope you're well. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the first 2 weeks of March 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it means it is meant for someone else. And be sure to check out your other placements. If you're not sure what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, I want you to keep in mind that this is not what you don't see coming for the first 2 weeks of March. The tarot card, I used to say of the week, but for the month of March, it'll be for the first 2 weeks, is intended to give you a question or something to think about so you can make the best decision for your life moving forward. So with all of that said, now let's begin. And of course, if I slip up and say tarot card of the week, I apologize. This typically is a weekly reading that I do, but for the month of March, I'm going to do this twice for the first half and then the second half. And the purpose for that is so I will have some extra time to do some bonus readings for you this month. So I'm tapping into the Cancer collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card for the first 2 weeks of March 2026 for the Cancer collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Five of Swords. What situation in your life is creating some type of power struggle? And at the bottom of the deck, you have Page of Swords. What situation in your life requires analysis and research? Okay. Why is the Five of Swords the tarot card for the first 2 weeks of March 2026 for the Cancer collective? What situation in your life is creating some type of power struggle? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Five of Wands. Oh, that could be a power struggle. Two of Swords, Temperance, and the Page of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Devil, you have the King of Swords, and you have the Ace of Wands. Five of Wands. Tell me why the Five of Wands is here. Tell me why the Five of Wands is here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Wands is clarified by the Magician, the Three of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Temperance. Why is Temperance here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Temperance is clarified by the Ten of Cups, the Moon, and the Two of Cups. What is that Two of Swords that you're not seeing or not making this decision on? Thank you. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Hermit. Tell me about that Devil, because that caught my eye when that fell out. The Devil to the King of Swords to the Ace of Wands. 3 cards on that, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Okay. Ace of Pentacles sort of came out a little bit on the side. The Fool and the Hierophant. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands. There is something here that you desire. A situation, environment, a connection, maybe a particular person. There's something here that you want, and you've been manifesting it. You're co-creating with the divine on this, which I like, okay? A+ on the manifestation skill here, because this is something that I want, and I'm willing to put in some effort into it. Three of Pentacles. I'm not just hoping and praying for a blank. I'm literally trying to make my way towards it in the Chariot. There's a conflict here within you in that Five of Wands. And the conflict here within you is, I really want this, and I'm willing to put in the effort, but I'm not willing to get out of my comfort zone. If this is not your message, don't get upset and drop heat. Just move along and check another placement. This is for those of you where there's something you're desiring or someone that you're desiring. And again, it's active manifestation. So I love that, because so many people just burn their candles and they hope and pray and they put no effort. And then they wonder why it's not working or why it's not coming to them. And I always say manifestations and life in general, it's kind of like the lottery. You got to be in it to win it. You may not win all the time, but you still have to be in it to win it. You can't, not buy the ticket and then sit home on lottery night and think you're going to win. How would you win? So I love that you're doing this, but the internal conflict says, this, whatever this is, requires me to do a little bit more. And in that respect, I have to get out of a comfort zone, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm waiting for the situation, environment, or connection to come to me. It's sort of like I've done my part. And I think what's happening here is you're missing out on an opportunity, or you have the potential to miss out on an opportunity of a really great connection here in your life, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic. So what do I mean by that? Let's put this in terms of work. There's a job that you're desiring. You've been hoping and praying that the universe drops it in your lap, and you're putting in the effort. You got your applications, you got your resumes out there, and you get the interview. You get the interview and you go on the interview. And then you go home and that's it. You wipe your hands of it. You're like, well, okay, I did want that job. You gave me the opportunity to go on the interview. I went on the interview. I did my part. I'm done. But maybe getting out of your comfort zone means calling them and saying, I had an interview with so-and-so on, Monday at 10 a.m. and I'm just following up. And it's not by text and it's not by email. It's a physical call. And again, that's just an example, but maybe that's something where that would be out of your comfort zone or out of your norm to do. So it's almost like, well, if it's meant to be, they'll call me and give me the job. Not necessarily true. That Ace of Pentacles, what you end up doing there on the side is you put the opportunity for you to claim that Ace of Pentacles that you did work towards. You were no slouch when it came to creating it for yourself, right? You put that resume or application together, you submitted it in person, online, whatever it was you did. So you were no slouch with wanting to move that manifestation forward. But now you're leaving it in the hands of someone else. So you're taking that opportunity you were given and saying, well, I've done my part. It would require me to get out of my comfort zone to call them and do a follow-up, and I'm not going to do it. If it's meant to be, they'll call me. And at that point, you have a 50-50 chance of it happening. You have a stronger chance of it happening if you step out of the comfort zone and actually make the call. Then you have that new beginning at that job. And I just use work as an example because in a career and finance reading, the Hierophant could be the job. It could also be a higher level of commitment. There's someone that you like. You went out on a date with them. You exchanged phone numbers. You had a great time. You believe that they had a great time. You put the effort in. Lord, bring me in this romantic partner. Boom, they come in. You get matched. In person, online, somehow the universe conspired with you to match your two souls together. You now have an opportunity at a solid new beginning in love with this new soulmate. Go on a date, everything is great. The next day, you don't call. You don't call. You don't text. You assume if it's meant to be and they really want me, they'll contact me. Got a 50-50 chance then that they will. Maybe they're having a difficult time getting out of their comfort zone. And what ends up happening is that new beginning never happens because one, if not both of you, were too stubborn to call the other or to step out of the comfort zone. Sometimes Hierophant energy could also be seen as a comfort zone because that's Taurus energy. So there's something like that here at play where you have desired it. The opportunity is there before you and you feel like I've done my part. And if it's meant to be, right, I'm just praying here because Two of Swords, I don't want to make the decision to get out of my comfort zone. So I'm just praying that if this is meant to be, it'll just magically come to me and I will land that business partner or maybe this is a financial opportunity with a loan company or a mortgage company or a credit card that you're seeking or a grant to go to school. Or again, we're using romantic partnership, but you're leaving it in the hands of the other person, which now reduces your chance of turning that Ace of Pentacles and firmly placing it in your hand, where now you are in control of yes, no, nurturing it and moving forward with it. You're so close to what this is being actually becoming a reality for you. I want to see what your block is here. We're going a little long on the reading. I've been trying to keep these at the 9 or 10 minute mark. But I feel like you've come a long way. And could it be seen as a power struggle? It is, but I don't think it's so much a power struggle between you and this other person. It seems to be a power struggle between you and you. Like your heart wanting something and your mind saying, no, we've done our part. If it's meant to be, that Page of Cups, that message will come to us. They'll ask us out on another date. They will call us. They will text us. They'll offer me the job. They'll tell me I got the loan approval. They'll tell me I got accepted to the class or the course. I've done my part. It may never come in. That devil can be very stubborn energy in saying, nope, if it's meant to be Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Wands, they'll bring me the message. And I feel like what you're doing is you're giving your power away and you're reducing your chances of claiming that Ace of Pentacles, which at some point in time you asked for and you worked for. And it has been presented to you. What is the block here for the Cancer Collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, 6 of Cups. If it's meant to be, it'll be. And I think there was a point in time, and there still are some situations in our life where that's applicable, but I don't feel like this is one of them. This, if it's meant to come, if you're sitting here and worry, I don't know if this person's going to call me. I don't know if I'm getting the job. Why am I not hearing back from them? If you're sitting here and worry, I think that's the universe's way of saying the old way of doing things won't work with this one particular thing. It may work with other situations in your life, but this one particular thing is meant to get you out of a comfort zone. Six of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ace of Swords. That is the truth, my friend. And the choice is yours. Are you going to move towards this soulmate, professional, platonic, or romantic, or not? It's up to you. But I think if you sit on your hands, you miss the opportunity. You have all four aces on the table. This is your go time. So, you know, it's interesting. I'm doing this reading a couple of days before we have that full moon eclipse in Virgo on the 3rd. Maybe what some of you need to eclipse is that mindset of, if it's meant to be, it'll be, or it'll come to me, or maybe the comfort zone with this one particular thing is something you need to eclipse. The Page of Swords is an interesting card. Right behind that, I've got the Ace of Cups. All four aces have shown themselves multiple times now on the table. What situation in your life requires analysis and research or communication on your part, which the Page of Swords would do? Contacting the person, calling them. How did that interview go? You know, have you considered my resume or my application? Do you have any other questions for me? I really had a great time last night at dinner. Again, it's one step out of the comfort zone. It's very nice to be of the mindset of, I'm an emperor, empress, and therefore I attract and I receive. But you did attract. You did receive. You received the opportunity. That was the first thing you attracted. Sometimes we need to get out of our comfort zone to really firmly put it in our hands. Let's get you some advice here, my friend. Some advice here for the Cancer Collective. Bottom of deck, that Ace of Pentacles again. In this deck, the Ace of Pentacles actually says manifestation on it. So again, it is something you actively manifested. You hoped and you prayed, and Pentacle energy, you work towards it as well. Don't let it slip. Seven of Cups, the illusion. This is Neptune in Pisces. This is the illusion that if it's meant to be, it'll be. It's the fantasy. It's the wishful thinking. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice was the Seven of Cups. There's that Ace of Wands again and the Three of Wands, World card. So it's learning the lesson. I always see the World card as we go to school for 4 years here in the United States. Those are the 4 fixed signs in the corner. And now we've graduated. Judgment call to the Page of Wands. Now we've graduated. You've learned the lesson. If you really desire this situation, environment, or connection, you just need to take one more bold step forward. That's all you have to do. The Three of Wands is the second decan of Aries. It is the sun in Aries. The sun is yours. The potential there to have the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. It is the brightest, happiest, most vibrant, abundant card in the deck. And it is yours for the taking. But again, you just have to take one step forward from that Three of Wands to grab that ace. And then you're in the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is changing our life. It's celebration. It's victory. It's coming home to oneself. It's being aligned with oneself. And it might be a little bit scary. But if we don't take that step forward and we're just hoping and praying that this thing is going to come to us, it may never come. And we risk losing it. So that is what I have for you. That's a very powerful message for the first 2 weeks of March. But I just feel like one more step on your part, and it's an uncomfortable one, will get you to where you want to be. At the very least, even if you make that phone call and they're not interested or you didn't get the job, you just learned the lesson of the importance of getting out of the comfort zone and not leaving fate and destiny, your fate, your destiny, in the hands of someone else. And you're going to save time, because now you know they're not interested. So you don't have to wait around now, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Are they ever going to call me? Am I being ghosted? Are they even considering me for the position? It's you getting out of a comfort zone to take full control of your life and not leaving it in the hands of someone else. Pretty powerful message. That's what I have for you, Cancer. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, good luck with this. And of course, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.